form of cash, gift cards, free products, even coupons in the eyes of the FTC. If people are expecting you to create content on their behalf, that is a sponsorship, and that needs to be disclosed. So all this started with blog posts. That was really the genesis of this entire space. It was long-form content. Advertisers loved it because people were really getting in-depth with reviews about their products and services. And then celebrities started getting in the game in 2009 because most celebrities don't have enough time to actually produce quality blog content, but they do have enough time to go out and make a 140-character tweet. So this was very easy for them to do, very easy for them to monetize. And now we've seen this go into sponsored photos, sponsored videos, and virtually any type of social media content is now being sponsored. So why are people using social media sponsorships? The first thing is that brands get what they want, right? They get this unique content that is created from your perspective. They're getting higher engagement rates than if they were to buy display advertising. Lower CPCs, evergreen content, and most importantly, they're getting loyal partners that share and care about their brand. 50% of people share bonus posts about the brands that sponsor them. 70% verbally tell a friend. So after you've received a free product, or you've received cash, or you've received a discount, you're actually letting your friends verbally know in addition to what you're sharing through your social channels. And most importantly, you're 80% more likely to make a purchase from that sponsor. So that's the brand side. But the great thing about this is that the influencers get what they want to. You're getting to create original content that you control. You're getting much higher CPMs than traditional advertising. You can get CPMs upwards of $900 for sponsored blog posts. Now, I don't know about any of you people in this room, but typically that maxes out in the $20 to $30 range for display advertising. And if you're running remnant, it could be as low as 50 cents. So it's a phenomenal way for people to monetize their blog posts, even if they have smaller amounts of traffic. Nearly 50% of social media influencers say they would like to blog for a living. Right? Social media sponsorships are a big part of what's making that a reality, because you just can't earn enough from display advertising anymore. So I say it's a perfect partnership, right? The brands get what they want, the influencers get what they want, and everybody gets to build together. So we're going to play a little game. What did learn? All right. We're going to talk about what a sponsored blog post, what a sponsored tweet, what a sponsored pin is worth, and you guys are going to give me the answers. And you can't look at my screen because it's cheating. I'm going to trick you. Yeah. All right. So we're going to start with the sponsored blog post first, okay? And we're going to answer this from a marketer's perspective. Okay, what do you think a brand says a sponsored book? Don't you look.
I'll let everyone else go first, and then I can give the right answers. Yeah.
All right.
All right. What do you think?
A one number or a range? Or?
A one number. This is the average. So we have a survey that we do every year. There's been about 12,000 participants in this. So this is the average number for what a brand says a sponsored blog post is worth. How much?
$1,000.
$1,000. I want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
They're huge spectrum. Huge spectrum, right? This is the average number. One individual blog post. You want to give the answer? Can you see it?
I can. One at $12.99.
Thank you. All right. Sponsored tweet. What do you think?
$50.
$100. $75.
55.36.
55. Oh my God, she's an impact. All right. Sponsored Facebook update. What do you think? $100. Everything's $100. It's either $100 or $1,000.
Is that also boosting the post?
No, this is independent of a post.
I mean,
This could be about
boosting
anything.
Facebook, you know, how you can pay extra on Facebook.
That's separate. That's separate.
120.
120.
47.62.
47.62. All right. Sponsored video.
$300.
300.
119.
All right. Sponsored photo.
$50.
$50.
Photo that you take yourself?
That you're taking yourself. So I've got my Pepsi and I'm snapping a photo with it. 25.
200. Just kidding.
All right. Sponsored check-in. Sponsored, so you're on Foursquare, right? You're on another geolocation service, and you're checking in at that location. $25.
For Anthony Bourdain or the rest of it?
Again, it's the full spectrum. Full spectrum.
25.
25.
49.65.
All right. Last one here. Sponsored pin. Right? This is somebody basically sharing Pinterest content on behalf of the brand. $30. Yeah, $30.
75.
You know the answer!
Just gotta keep them guessing.
All right, $42.25. So who thinks these numbers are high? Who thinks these numbers are low? Okay. Who in this room is a blogger or an influencer? There we go. That's the answer right there. All right. So the challenge with that, which we'll get to a little bit later, is there's a huge disconnect between what brands think things are worth and what influencers think things are worth. So the good thing is that we're starting to see standalone social media marketing budgets for big brands, right? You got 58% that are saying that now they have a standalone social media budget. At one point, you know, if you think back 10 years ago, there was no internet marketing budget. So the concept that there is actually a standalone social media marketing budget now is phenomenal. You're also seeing that more and more brands are participating in social media sponsorship. We saw a 4% increase from 2011 to 2012, where people are saying that they're providing compensation to influencers to promote their brands. Blog posts are still the biggest category. There's huge opportunity across the board for all types of publishers and platforms. But because blog posts really provide that in-depth content, that in-depth review, and it's something that most people understand, you still see that that's the biggest category. But you see pretty much growth across the board here. Now, one of the things that I get most excited about is that cash payments are increasing. Most of the brands, when they're thinking about engaging in influencer outreach, their first thought is to give away product or service because it's easy for them and it costs less for them. But the challenge is it's really hard to pay your hosting bill or to pay to come to this conference with free products, right? So I love the fact that cash compensation is growing and that they're becoming more and more comfortable with paying influencers for the service that they're actually providing. All right, so we're going to talk about what marketers, what brands really value. I need someone to come up here, an influencer. Come on, don't be shy. Right there, come on up here. Round of applause, come on. Oh, we got two. So I should have been more specific. All right, you know what? It's cool. Come on. We'll do both of you guys. What do you think is the most important out of those 5 things up there to advertisers?
Audience. Oh, no. Engagement.
Engagement. Okay.
I'd say most people probably just look at raw traffic.
Raw traffic, right? Who thinks it's raw traffic? Who thinks it's engagement? Oh gosh, guys.
Uh-oh.
Let's see what the real answers are.
Answer is.
Survey says. Number 5. The lowest is actually raw
Quality
traffic
of
or
content.
followers.
Oh, that's good to know.
The next one is comments.
Oh,
Comments and engagement.
Bring up the rear.
Number 1
all right.
is
That's
the
mine.
quality of content.
That's very
Thank you guys
encouraging.
very much. Appreciate that.
That makes me feel better. Yeah.
This is something, every time I speak to influencers, they're always surprised by this. Because everybody just kind of looks at, oh, you know, how many followers do you have? What type of traffic do you have? We've been doing this survey for 3 years, and we're going to be releasing the results for the 4th year in 2 weeks. This has always been number 1,
Wow.
always. The quality of that content that you're producing, and also equally important, the quality of the experience when someone comes to your site is the most important thing. If you want to be able to charge a premium to that advertiser, yes, you're going to need to work on your traffic and everything else, but when they go there and they see that content that you're posting, and if there's ads all around it, and you know it's formatted bad, and you don't have a brand, and your typography is terrible, it automatically devalues you. Automatically. So invest the dollars here to create a great experience for your audience, and invest the time in writing quality posts for that audience as well. The importance of quality is really reaffirmed throughout the survey that we put out. Right? These are how advertisers measure the success of the campaign. And you notice CPM, that's the last thing that they're thinking about. They're really not thinking about how many people are coming to your site or how much that costs to reach that specific audience. They want to connect with you. They want that quality content. They want to be able to go into that board meeting and say, look at this fantastic post that was created. So,
Can you read these aloud for people who can't see it?
excuse me?
Could you read aloud what it says across the bottom?
It says across the bottom, quality of content, sentiment, shares, CTR, click-through rate, CPA, which is cost per action, CPC, which is cost per click, comments, and then CPM, which is cost per 1,000 page views. Yes?
So very often when you're pitching to brands, all they do is ask for snapshots of your Google Analytics. So how do you, that is very often how they're choosing. So how are you communicating as an influencer the quality of your content and the quality of your brand and sort of saying without devaluing your traffic that this is why you should work with me?
By the time they've gotten to that point where they're asking for that screenshot, they've already checked out your site, right? They've already looked at it, and what they don't know is what type of traffic that you have. So your first impression is that quality of the site, the quality of the content. Then they make the decision that says, oh, I want to be there. And then they say, okay, well, how much traffic does this have? So I'm not saying that traffic does not